Hello everyone, welcome to Nourishing Natal. Today's video is going to be an introduction of myself and my brand. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, so for a brief introduction, I am Ariel. I am a certified breastfeeding specialist of over a year now, and I am currently in my mentorship to become a board certified lactation consultant. Now, my face you may have seen before. I do have another YouTube channel called Aries Routine, and I'll pin it down below in the description box. I did speak about Nourishing Natal briefly in a chit chat Get Ready With Me. So if you came from there, welcome. If not, I'm going to explain myself and allow you all to get to know me a little bit better as well. So how did we get to Nourishing Natal? So at 6 or 7, like young, I saw my neighbor, Arwen. I love her and her family dearly, but I saw her breastfeeding her daughter. And I thought it was absolutely amazing that our bodies produced food for our kids. I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. But one thing I did know was whenever I had children, I was going to breastfeed my kids. I didn't know any of the positives. I didn't know anything about the nutritional values. I just knew that if my body created it, that's what I wanted to do for my kids. So that's how everything started. So moving forward, I saw friends and family breast and chest feed for years. And I always knew that I was interested in it, but I never quite could wrap my head or brain around making it a career. I didn't know anyone who was in like the lactation support or a lactation consultant side of things. I've only known mothers or parents that breast and chest fed. So trying to convert what I want to do for my own children into also what I'm so interested in wanting to create a career around it without a reference point was quite difficult. With those difficulties came a lot of research. I researched how can I make this a career, and almost everything told me I needed to be a doctor or a nurse first. So the university I went to, Alabama A&M University, unfortunately did not have a nursing program. So that was where the route I was going to go first. They didn't have a nursing program, so the next route is to become a doctor. Now, to become a doctor just to be a lactation consultant sounds crazy now, but when I was in the midst of my research and schooling, I was like, this is the goal. Crazy. Anywho, so I ended up going to Alabama A&M, and I do have my undergraduate degree in biology pre-med. Now, thankfully, during schooling, I figured out, whoa, there are different ways to become a lactation consultant. And I am currently in my mentorship, which is one of the options. It does take a little bit longer. It is a little bit harder, but it is possible. So if you're thinking about becoming a lactation consultant or a lactation support person or certified breastfeeding specialist, there are different routes for you to take. You do not have to be a nurse or a doctor, but it does help in some cases. Becoming a certified breastfeeding specialist did not happen overnight for me. I started my program mid-2020, like mid-pandemic 2020. I was furloughed from my job. It gave me a pause to be able to look and kind of self-reflect and see exactly where I wanted to go. So I started 2020, and it took me a full 2 years because once you're no longer furloughed, you have to go back to work, and I did not have all of the time available or all of the time needed to study and focus on becoming a certified breastfeeding specialist. So it took me 2 years. So it did not happen overnight, but it's possible. Although it took me 2 years to become a certified breastfeeding specialist, and I am actively working on my next goal, I am so elated to be stepping into my purpose. Nourishing Natal is something that is so sentimental to me, not only because I've wanted to do it practically my whole life, but because on October 18th of 2018, I actually found out that I was pregnant. Now, unfortunately, that pregnancy did end in a miscarriage, but I realized during that short time with my growing baby that I not only have always dreamed about breastfeeding, but I didn't know enough when that moment came. So, Nourishing Natal will be focusing on prenatal lactation education. Of course, I will touch on things that can be transpired postnatal as well. But I do want to primarily focus on prenatal education because the one thing that I have found in common with all of the parents that I have asked what they wish they knew before they were pregnant or before they started their lactation journey was, I wish I knew more before I started. So I want to be a safe place for all to come and just learn good factual things that will aid you in your lactation journey. So with that, I say thank you for listening, thank you for support, and welcome to Nourishing Natal. All right, so to introduce myself, my name is Ariel. I have a cat who is actively trying to attack me. Look, crazy. Close that back.